The night before our honeymoon, my fiancé said, "My mother is coming with us and staying in our suite." I was standing in our living room with my suitcase half packed when she dropped it like she was telling me the weather. Her mother, Diane, was sitting on our couch scrolling through her phone like she already belonged there. I asked Vanessa what she meant by staying in our suite. Diane looked up and smiled. "The ocean view room has 2 queen beds." I checked. "We can share." I told them that wasn't happening, that this was our honeymoon. Vanessa grabbed my wrist hard enough to leave marks. "My mother hasn't had a vacation in 3 years. She needs this. You're being selfish." Diane nodded slowly and went back to her phone like the conversation was already over. The wedding had been 6 hours earlier, 300 guests, 18 months of planning. I paid for everything because Vanessa's family couldn't contribute. That was fine with me. I loved her. I thought I knew her. But watching Diane pack her bag next to ours made something shift in my chest. I told Vanessa we needed to talk privately. She rolled her eyes and followed me into the bedroom. I asked when she decided this. She shrugged. "Last week. My mom mentioned she was feeling down. I thought it would cheer her up. I asked why she didn't tell me before the wedding." She crossed her arms. "Because I knew you'd react like this. Dramatic and controlling, just like she said you would." The flight to Cabo was 8 hours. Diane sat between us. She complained about the food, the legroom, the temperature. Every time I tried to talk to Vanessa, Diane interrupted. At the resort, I watched Diane hand the concierge her credit card for incidentals. My credit card. I recognized the blue stripe. I asked Vanessa why her mother had my card. She whispered that Diane needed spending money and I was overreacting. That night, Diane ordered room service 4 times. Champagne, lobster, a massage therapist at midnight. I checked the charges on my phone. $1,400 in 6 hours. When I confronted Diane, she laughed. "You married into this family. What's yours is ours now." The next morning, I woke up alone. Vanessa and Diane were gone. My wallet was on the nightstand, but my backup credit card was missing. I called the concierge and asked where my wife went. "The spa, sir. They booked the couple's package. Both of them, using your card." I walked down to the spa and found them in robes getting pedicures. Vanessa waved at me like nothing was wrong. Her mother didn't even look up. I told Vanessa we needed to leave. "Go back to the room. Figure this out." Diane put down her magazine. "You're embarrassing yourself. This is what marriage looks like. Wives take care of their mothers, husbands provide. Get used to it or get out." Vanessa said nothing, just stared at her toes, while the technician painted them coral pink. That afternoon, I told Vanessa I was going to the gym. Instead, I went to the business center and logged into my email. I needed to transfer money out of our joint account before Diane drained it completely. That's when I saw it. A forwarded email chain between Vanessa and Diane from 3 months before our wedding. The subject line was phase 2. I opened it with shaking hands. The first message was from Diane. "Once you're married, we add me to all the accounts. He makes 6 figures. We can retire early if we play this right." Vanessa's response made my vision blur. "Already working on it. He trusts me completely. Give me 6 months and we'll own everything he has." There were dozens of messages, bank account numbers, property transfer strategies, a timeline for convincing me to put Diane on the deed to my house. I printed every email, 42 pages. I walked back to the room and found them on the balcony drinking wine I paid for. Diane saw the papers in my hand and her glass slipped. It shattered on the tile. "What is that?" I handed Vanessa the first page. Her face went white. I watched her read her own words back to herself. She looked at her mother. "You said you deleted these." Diane stood up fast. "Those emails are out of context. You're twisting everything." I pulled out my phone and called the resort manager. "I need to report credit card fraud and have 2 guests removed from my room immediately." Vanessa grabbed my arm. "You can't do this. We're married. I'm your wife." I pulled away from her. "You're a con artist who married the wrong target." Security arrived in 4 minutes. Diane tried to argue, tried to claim she was a victim of a misunderstanding, but I handed the manager the printed emails and my credit card statements showing unauthorized charges. Vanessa started crying, begging me to listen, telling me she loved me, that her mother pressured her into everything. Diane snapped at her to shut up. They were still screaming at each other when security escorted them through the lobby. Every guest in the restaurant watched them go. Vanessa looked back at me once. Her mascara was running. Her robe was still on. I didn't wave. I spent the rest of my honeymoon alone. Filed for annulment on day 3. Diane was charged with credit card fraud and identity theft after investigators found applications for store cards in my name hidden in her apartment. Vanessa got nothing in the divorce because our marriage lasted 6 days. I kept the house, the accounts, and every dollar I earned.